fresh है पानी? Is the water fresh?
She keeps it. I don't know. She kept it already.
It looks cold.
Yeah, the phone's not the problem.
Oh, she has because. Okay. Oh, what is this? What's that? No, I don't need it. I'll just put it here.
Yes.
No, I'll put it here. She'll see it. And if she doesn't see it, we'll tell her. Oh, and there's the
Basket, yeah. And then we'll find
Where did everyone else's go?
Everything went here. Oh, you want it here? You can
Not
put
where.
there.
No, there's no
But
need there.
they could do she shuts.
Yeah, I know.
But there are more stuff there, no?
Oh, the more there?
Yeah, there's one with a clip over there. So I don't know if those are old ones. Just leave them in there. Yeah.
Thank you. Very little. Thank you. चरणन की प्रभु
चरणन की गुरु चरणन की प्रभु चरणन की गुरु चरणन की प्रभु चरणन की गुरु चरणन की प्रभु
चरणन की गुरु चरणन की मोरी लागी
लगन गुरु चरणन की लागी लगन गुरु चरणन की
चरण बिना मुझे कछु नहीं भावे चरण बिना मुझे कछु नहीं भावे चरण बिना मुझे कछु नहीं भावे चरण
बिना मुझे कछु नहीं भावे झूठ माया सब सपन की झूठ माया सब सपनन की
झूठ माया सब स्वप्नन की
झूठ माया सब सपनन की लगन गुरु चरणन की लागी लगन गुरु चरणन की
भवसागर
सब सुख गया है भवसागर सब सुख गया है
भवसागर सब सुख गया है
भवसागर सब सुख गया है
फिकर नहीं मुझे तरनन की
फिकर नहीं मोहे तरनन की
फिकर नहीं मुझे
तरनन की फिकर नहीं मोहे तरनन की
मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर
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 मीरा के
प्रभु गिरधर नागर मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर
मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर
मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर
उलट
भई मोहे नयनन की लट भई मोहे नयनन की लट भई मोहे नयनन की उलट भई मोहे नयनन की लागी लगन गुरु चरणन की मोरी लागी लगन गुरु चरणन की
चरणन की गुरु
चरणन की प्रभु चरणन की गुरु चरणन की प्रभु नन की गुरु चरणन की प्रभु लागी लगन गुरु चरणन की लागी लगन गुरु चरणन की
गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय परब्रह्म सद्गुरु जय जय
Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai, Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai, Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai, Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai, Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai, Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai. Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai. Wonderful, very nice. Thank you. Yes, very much so. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Are Shravana or not Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana actions? They are needed for Jnanam. No, they are not actions. Shravana certainly is two things to clarify. First of all, Manana and Nididhyasana are not absolutely needed. Only if Shravana gives the knowledge that is inhibited by habitual orientations or inhibited by doubts, then only you need manana. Otherwise, manana is not needed. Manana does not produce knowledge, does not give knowledge of the self. Nididhyasana also does not give knowledge of the self. It removes viparita bhavana nivritti. Viparita bhavana it removes. Nivritti means removal of viparita bhavana. Now, it all depends on adhikari bheda, difference in adhikari. If one is the ideal typical adhikari of the Upanishads, Nachiketa, out of this world in terms of adhikaritvan. He's offered celestial dancers, he's offered celestial chariots, celestial horses from heaven, celestial food, celestial musicians. And in one word, in one sentence he says, Tavaiva vaha tavanritya gite. Keep these dancers, musicians and all these instruments with yourself. Does not get deterred. Ideal, so there is no doubts there. So manana is not needed. There is no habitual orientation there. Nididhyasana is not needed. So, Shravanam alone is the mukhya sadhanam and the only sadhanam for knowledge. And this is what I have been trying to illustrate when I say hearing takes place. You are not in charge of the hearing. Therefore it's not an action. It's a knowing. You see? There's a difference. Hearing takes place. So now, Shravana, even now, some action is required. You had to drive from wherever you came, or you had to fly, or a combination of flying and then taking a taxi, whatever you did. Now you're here, but that much alone is the action. That is not Shravana. So you cannot say Shravana is an action. That is pre-Shravana. That much alone is the action. When you sit and listen, what action are you doing? Nothing. The ears are open. Whether you, even if you say, I don't want to hear Tattvamasi, you hear. That's what happened in an ancient story, a Puranic story is told. One brahmachari was going from one village to another village. And then what happened? He wanted some food and some water. And he looked, and there was the wonderful ashram there. He said, oh, I think I'll go there and take rest, eat something nice, and then go to my village. It's in the olden days all walking. He was tired. He had walked all morning. He thought he'll have a little lunch stop, eat, drink something, take some rest, and then walk further. When he went there, class was going on. The guru was teaching. And the students were all elderly, meaning they had been studying for a very long time. And then he just wanted some food and water. He just stood by the door because it is not considered polite. It's not polite to disturb the class. So he waited. And that class was the day the teacher was doing Nirupanam of Tattvamasi. He got enlightened. The other people were still, getting ready when is the next class. So, like this, you see, we have stories. We have stories like this to illustrate the power of Shravanam. The power of objective Shravanam after the Ragadveshas and the Pravritti, Nivritti pursuits for Priya and Apriya are dropped. This is what happens. It's magic. And it's not an action. Because he was just there. His mind was not on the class. He was wanting food and water, but somehow he could not help listening to this. And he was transformed as a result of listening to this. Very beautiful. So Shravanam is not an action. Is Mananam an action? Yes, Mananam you can say is an action. But then what I said holds true because Mananam does not have anything to do with giving Atmajnanam. Shravanam alone gives Atmajnanam, and if and only if the Atmajnanam is inhibited by doubts, Pramanagata Sandeha, doubts concerning why is Vedanta a Pramana, or Prameyagata Sandeha, like what is the topic of Vedanta, why should it be Ishvara, how am I one with Ishvara, these kinds of doubts. If the knowledge is riddled with doubts, then we say Atma va are mantavyaha, please do Mananam. And what does Nididhyasanam, so Mananam basically is reflecting on the words of the Veda and asking questions. This is Mananam. What we are doing right now is Mananam. Asking questions either of the teacher or of the people who are studying together, or sometimes by oneself one gets the answers after asking and inquiring into why did the teacher say this, why does the Shastra say this, why did the author in this particular text say this. When you introspect intellectually using the buddhi, then whatever answer comes, that action is called Mananam. Nididhyasanam is when there is a feeling, I know I am Brahman, but I am not behaving like Brahman. I am behaving like a Jiva. I still have bad behavior. So what to do? Take the words of the Upanishad, chew the cud like the cow. The cow is eager to eat the grass because it doesn't know how long it has in the field. Anytime the farmer can come and take the cow away and put it back in the stable. So it is very, very cautious and quick. So it eats very, very quickly. And then no farmer came, nobody came to bring me back. And so therefore what? It sits under the tree and chews the cud, brings it out and chews it leisurely. It enjoys homemade wheat grass juice. And then, then it sends it to another stomach. This is exactly what one has to do. The eager student of Vedanta takes retreat after retreat after retreat and nibbles on the grasses of the Kenopanishad, the Kathopanishad, the Mundakopanishad, and after that one has to bring back and chew on the words of the Shastra. Asangoham. I am uninvolved with everything. This is very good for people suffering from control issues. Asangoham, asangoham, I let go, I let go, I let go. It's nice. And then you can, and then for people who have who are ODing on kartritvam, akartaham, I'm not a karta. Abhoktaham, I'm not a bhokta, I'm not a karta. Like this, all the sentences in the Upanishads are recalled because we know the meanings. You can't do nididhyasanam without studying first. So those two don't, nididhyasanam and mananam do not remove ajnanam. They just clarify and allow for a deeper assimilation. That's all it is. So no, the Shravanam is not an action. Hearing takes place. You don't have to work hard to hear. Okay, next one. Kumbhabhishekam. Explain the ritualistic procedures, significance, why it's important to participate. Okay, so Kumbha, pot. Abhisheka, everybody knows. The bathing of the temple spire, the shikhara. And that is the ritual. It is done every 12 years as a way to renew. It's like, see, 12 years is how long Jupiter takes to go around the entire zodiac. So then, if the temple has been consecrated in a particular year, 12 years we have come a full circle. And the temple itself has its own karma. And the temple goes through various highs and lows and ups and downs. Suddenly devotees stop coming, suddenly they come. And all these things it undergoes in 12 years. And in 12 years it's also, looks a little beaten up. The paint is gone. And in Indian temples, several people leaning their head against the wall and sleeping during Harikatha. Leaves the oil imprints there. Everybody's hair gel. You can see. So all these things will be there. And then sometimes some uncouth habits are there. They go like this and get Panchamrita Prasada. They eat. And then there's no tissues, nothing. So they'll just wipe it against the counter, wipe it against the wall and go away. So then, even though they have staff and they clean, but still, this is, we have to change the habits. But still, that's a different topic. Let's not go there now. So, back to here, we have to clean up the whole thing. It's looking a little beaten up. That's why another name for Kumbhabhisheka is Jirnodhara. So, Jirna means it has grown a little old and tired and the whitewash is flaking, the paint is flaking, all these things. Maybe something is leaking. So then it is almost like a reconsecration. And it's a time to renew our vows with the main deity that we had made right in the beginning when the prana pratishtha was done. Prana pratishtha means breathing life into the deity. So we renew the vows. Vows means what? It's an agreement. We are not worshipping the deity. Nobody worships idols. That's just idol talk. We don't worship idol at all. We worship Bhagavan. Bhagavan is worshipped, and we are asking Bhagavan to come, you who is all pervasive, you, not who is, what's wrong with me? You who are all pervasive and omniscient and everywhere, please come and be present in a powerful way also in this deity. We invite the Lord, the Goddess, to come and abide in this deity, in this form, in this particular Vigraha. Until then it's a Vigraha. There is a, for new temples which are consecrated, there is a last ceremony. What is that called? Netra Unmilanam. Netronmilanam. Until then, it's a Vigraha. It's a stone sculpture. Then the Shilpi, the one who carved it, goes inside and takes the chisel and the hammer and opens the eyes, or pretends to open the eyes, little few things. And then it becomes Bhagavan. Then he is the first one to fall at the feet of this newly eyes opened Bhagavan. Then what should Bhagavan see when Bhagavan's eyes are newly opened? Nothing better to see than himself. Because what else can we offer? Anything in the Jagat is finite. And we want his first sight to be infinite. See something infinite. So you show a mirror. You please look at yourself. And we are told that if it is properly done, the mirror cracks. That's what happens when Bhagavan looks at Bhagavan. This is what happens. That tiny mirror cannot hold the infinite, and that's why it cracks. This is when the deity is consecrated. So then at the time of the consecration, the first, it is what is that? It is a prayer. It's a pact between the devotees and Bhagavan. This is what we are going to do for you, because this is all we can do. In some temples, some remote areas, especially in the West and all, or in other places like Trinidad, etc., there is just like only weekend puja, because everybody is busy. They don't have the time. Weekend puja. And then there is a kind of a prashnam done, either with cowrie shells or with just paper. You can put yes, no, binary questions. Is that okay? And what does he or she say? You have to see. If it says no, okay, don't want that. Again the question is asked. If it says yes, you move on to the next part of the pact. So let's say you say, I'm going to do 3 times a day puja. These are the mantras we are going to use to invoke you. And these are the mantras with which you have been consecrated. Because even the underneath, when the first time the consecration is done, there is a lot of mantras written down by people that are put under that for it to have that power. The Mula mantra is kept under that by written many, many times. Likhita japa. All this is done. So in Kumbhabhisheka, it's a renewal of all that. Either it's done every 12 years, or when some repair work has to be undertaken for the temple, then it has to be done. So this is not an official Kumbhabhisheka, the one that's starting tomorrow. It is more of something that is needing to be done because they had a roof leak, and so some repair work had to be done. Repair work means some disturbance in the energies that are coming towards us. And so therefore, that it has to be, that sacredness is established again. So generally we have 16 priests, this you have already heard today, 4 from each Veda, and then there are lots of homas done, first to invoke the blessings of all the devatas. Starting with Ganesha, all the devatas will be invoked, and then there is like hourly pujas and various naivedyas. Vastu devata is invoked, and for everybody offerings have to be given. Offerings have to be given. Various offerings are given, and what a Navagraha Homa is done. All these things are done. Guru Homa may be done. We'll see what all they do. And so, why is it important to participate? Because it's a wonderful function. It's wonderful. You stay in so much in prayer. It's nice. It's nice to go sit there. That's why I have changed the classes around so that most of it you can attend. And anyway, nothing is happening between 12 and 5 or something like that. So that time is off anyway. And the rest of the time you can go sit for some time, see what they are doing, and be part of it. So that is Kumbhabhishekam. Of course, the first 2 days are preparatory homas, pujas, and mantras that are chanted. And on the 19th, the actual Kumbhabhisheka will go. There will be like a lift, a crane, and then Swami Viditatmananda ji will go there and pour the water that has been kept for 3 days, absorbing all the mantras, the mantrified, incanted water, the incanted by mantras. And so that is, water is a very important medium for mantras. Very, very important medium. You know, this Japanese man took photos of water from a ditch and from some temple and some pristine areas, etc. And you could see when he took these photos, not photos, but they were kind of microscopic photos. You could see how angry the water was, where it was in an area of industrial pollution. And how wonderful the design was when it was from purer places. So the water is very, very sensitive to what we put in it. So if we are putting a lot of mantras in it, it just becomes very powerful. And with that, the deity is bathed, and then the temple top, the spire of the temple, is also bathed. That is said to happen at noon or something on the 19th. I don't know what time it is, but anyway, I haven't looked at the program. So, but that is what is going to happen on the 19th, and that is the last thing. What time is it on the 19th? 10:20 Muhurta. So, 10:20, that is what will, everybody will go outside and watch, and we hope it's not raining. That's all. Then there is a related question. If action is useless for jnanam, why is the ashram schedule filled with action-packed events? It's for those who are not interested in the jnanam. This is a special weekend. Generally, it's not like that. You can't call the class an event. Study is not action. We have already established that. Yeah, this is a special weekend. It's a big function. So, nice try. Sometimes I'm feeling confused about what it means to witness your thoughts when you have a thought, and then you acknowledge that you had a thought. Is that witnessing the thought, or is that just another thought? Is witnessing an emotion? An emotion. Just replacing the thought. Creating the emotion with the thought that you had the emotion. You know what? Don't think so much, okay? Yeah. So, it's much simpler than that. I would agree with what you said in the beginning. Witnessing is not an emotion, because an emotion is subjective. So, when you have a thought, you acknowledge that you have a thought. Yes, it's confusing, because how do you acknowledge that you have a thought with another thought? But this thought is different, because you identify with this thought as the Sakshi thought. So the Sakshi thought is the Sakshi, is identified with the observer, And the observer is not a thought. The observer may be known to me in the form of a thought, but the observer precedes thought. I am there, therefore I can witness. You see what I'm saying? And the witness happens not just through a thought. Sometimes it happens through a thought. Sometimes it happens through a mechanism or a witnessing called Sakshi Pratyaksha, an inner awareness. So the awareness, which is usually outward, is going now inward. Very nice question. It's wonderful. So entertaining also. Yeah. So the outwardly focused awareness during the course of the day, when it goes inward, then you say, oh, what makes you say, oh, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm sad, I'm restless. Actually, you are neither hungry, thirsty, nor sad, nor restless. You are the observer of the hunger, the thirst, the sorrow, and the restlessness. That means you are not that. So it is called a Sakshi Pratyaksha. This is how you sense time. Somebody says, I'll meet you in 15 minutes in the dining hall. You don't have a watch on you. You don't have your phone. But you know when 15 minutes have gone by. You somehow know. That's also Sakshi Pratyaksha. So it is made evident because the observer is very much there. And that awareness, which is identified with the observer for the time being, is called Sakshi. Okay? And it can be manifest in the form of a thought. How to avoid, what's a good strategy to avoid conflating the Jagat with samsara in order to enjoy the journey to moksha? If possible, I'd like to be less heavy and serious and have more fun in the pursuit of Vedanta assimilation. Yes, it is possible. In fact, Vedanta is all fun. Yeah. It's all fun all the time. Because you see, it's just, the whole thing is a joke. Yeah. That I have a problem of sorrow, it's a joke. And then seriously I go to the Guru, hey Guru. Durvara samsara davagni taptam dodhuyamanam duradrishtavatai bhitam prapannam paripaki mrityoho tvadanyat sharanam naham jane, something like that he says. I forgot the last line, but anyhow, that's enough. Very dramatic shishya. In the what is that called? Viveka Chudamani. A dramatic shishya goes to the teacher and says, Durvara samsara davagni taptam. I'm heated up here by the ill winds, by the hot winds, samsaric winds of ill fortune. Papa. You see, it's very dramatic, poetic too. Dodhuya manam, frequentative usage. Repeatedly I'm shaken about, like a cat toy in the cat's mouth. I'm shaken about. By what? By my own papa karma, which is fructifying as we speak. And then what? Bhitam prapannam. Therefore I am just mortally afraid. Paripahi mrityoho, save me from this death, save me from mortality. And tvadanyat, other than you, tvadanyaha sharanam na jane, I don't know any other source of refuge than you. Very seriously the student goes. And seriously the teacher says, Ma bhaishta asti upayah samsara sagara tarane. Yenaiva margena, by that which there is ma bhaishta means don't be afraid. There is a way. And by which path? All the people before you have gained this knowledge. Tadeva margam tvam nirdishami. I will show you that path only. Well-worn, wonderful, safe path, which all the other gurus and other students who have now become gurus or have treaded on. Very seriously it is taken. And then what? Na guruhu, na shishyaha. Really the reality is there is no guru, no shishya. In fact, there is no problem. Swamiji wrote a book. Vedanta has no problem and psychology has no solution. Yeah. So, this is what it is. It's full of paradoxes. I want to know who? Myself, right? And yet I come to a stranger. I just go to somebody who I don't know at all. Because somebody got some good reviews, somebody said, oh, this person is a good teacher, whatever they said, I don't know. But then, I have come to a complete stranger to know the most intimate thing about myself. This is another paradox. That there is a problem that has to be taken seriously when there is no problem at all. That's a paradox. So, it's all a joke. Samsara is a joke. Everything is a joke. In fact, how to not convert the Jagat into samsara, the first thing we have to do is start laughing at ourselves. When we do that, something changes very nicely, you know. We don't wait till other people start laughing at us, because that's a very dicey situation. It hurts. Oh my God, they're making fun of me. Why are they doing this? Before they do that, you laugh. You become a clown for yourself. You laugh. And when you laugh at yourself, then all the people around you also, you find that they stop becoming uptight. It gives them license to laugh at themselves also. You don't have to be self-deprecating. You don't have to say, oh, I never know anything and I'm an idiot and ha ha ha. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Whatever is laughable, you point out in yourself and laugh. Other people also follow. And the Jagat stops becoming samsara when I see it with the eyes of objectivity. That's when. To be objective. Even in the most challenging situations. That's what Vedanta fortifies us to do. It makes us objective even in the most challenging situation. Gurunapi dukkhena na vichalyate Bhagavad Gita says, it's just beautiful. How does it give us the strength? It gives us the strength by making one immune to insults. Yeah, because why does somebody insult? They're out to get me. Wrong. Try again. They don't like me. Double wrong. Fail. Try again. They have a problem with me. No. Try again. They have a problem with themselves. Bingo. Yes. We have to stop taking people personally. We have to stop taking things personally. We have to stop taking events, objects, people personally. But that's the place we go. Oh, somebody is rude. Let them be rude. Give them the freedom to be rude. Give them the benefit of doubt. Okay, they must be having a bad day. No, they're always like that. Okay, they're always having a bad day. Give them the freedom to have it. Don't internalize it. Don't think it is targeted at you. Pujya Swamiji would never do that with himself. Even if somebody said something, he'd say, okay, you're having a problem. It's understandable. He would always say that. And this is a question from last night or the night before. Tell me a story about Pujya Swamiji. So you see, it's hard to manufacture, but contextually if it comes, then it comes. So once I was planning with him some kind of a tour. He had to go to 6 places in, I think, a week. And in 6 places, one day, one place. All over the south. And he said, what he said, I was having a lot of trouble because everybody wanted him in their town only at the weekend, because that's how they'll get the people. Otherwise, they arrange a talk and nobody comes. They didn't want that. And everybody in America, like everything has to happen on the weekend. Marriage, okay, but even death preferably has to happen only on the weekend. Lord Yama also has to oblige. He thinks, oh, this is American, okay, I'll go somewhere else and come back in 3 days. And as a side note, for everything except death, there is a rehearsal in America. Everything is a practice. Only death, there is no rehearsal, thank God. So then, everybody was saying, we want him only in the weekend. And I kept saying, look, I'm having a very hard time doing this. They just would not give me the time of day. They said, no, we're not doing this. So then I went and told Swamiji, I said, I'm having a really hard time convincing people to do this. And he said, nonsense, give me the phone. And he who is the first person? Where are we going first? And I said, whatever their name was, I said, oh, them, no problem, give me the phone. So then I dialed the number and gave him the phone. And he waited till they answered. He said, Swamiji. I said, and they were like, oh, Swamiji, wonderful. And then that tone, there was a normal voice. Swamiji, then he was announcing himself. And then after that, his voice became that of a small baby. You don't want me to come to your house during the weekday? You don't want me to come to your house on Monday? No, Swamiji, we never said that. We want you to come. You have to come. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter you come at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, even in the night you come at midnight. Our house is always open to you. And we'll get the people, Swamiji, don't worry, you come. And then he called up, where are we going next? He said, now he was into it. He got into it. And he snatched the schedule from my hand. Where are we going next? And then he himself said, call them. And then again, this time he didn't even bother to introduce. You don't want Swamiji to come to your house on a Tuesday? And in 5 minutes, the whole schedule was set. See, that's the fun part. It's just fun. The whole thing is fun. The pursuit is fun. That I think it's a pursuit is fun. And behind that, what allows that fun is a lot of kindness. It's not unkind fun. It's a compassion-laden fun. That fun is the ananda, the dynamic form of the ananda coming out. That ananda is Atma-jnanam. And you could see that in action. It was very, very beautiful. I don't know if I answered it, but I hope that I have. Then, can you share the answer Pujya Swamiji gave when he was asked if he has met any jnani during his travel? That means the person knows the answer, but still wants me to share it. I asked him one time, where are all the jnanis? In caves, or where are they sitting? And please tell me, because I would like to know, you would have met so many people. And his answer was very beautiful, surprised me. He said, I go to so many people's houses for bhiksha, lunch, dinner. And the man of the house is made to sit next to me because they don't want me to dine alone. The lady of the house is serving me and serving him. I look into her eyes, she looks at me, I know she knows. She knows, I know, she knows. Meanwhile, the husband is keeping on talking something or the other about the Bhagavad Gita, which neither she nor I are listening. That's what he said. Fully listening. He said, because the women, they have had a life of sacrifice. Women have to sacrifice much more, especially in India, everywhere, but especially so in these traditional cultures. Even otherwise, the life of a woman is sacrifice because potentially she is a mother. Giving birth is not a joke. So many months of keeping the baby in the womb, giving birth, and then taking care of this crying baby with all the love. It cannot happen without sacrifice. If the mother were to say, I'm off, do whatever you want, it doesn't work. And most of the time, thankfully, the mothers are not like that, no matter which culture they come from. No matter what issues they may have, they still find it within themselves to be able to be present for the child. Plus manage all the people. Plus manage all the big egos who want to be seen, who want to be heard, who want to be in the middle of everything. Okay, take it. She has a certain kind of a presence that Swamiji saw. She has a certain self-confidence, not needing to come in the foreground all the time, not out of a sense of resentment, like, oh, I don't belong there, but let them have their thing because I don't need that. And so, if this attitude and if this background is given Vedanta, Shravanam, then definitely it will result in Atma Jnana. Can you explain the difference between actions in the Karma Kanda that help to lead to a sattvic mind and antahkarana shuddhi, and actions that are merely priya pleasure seeking? Yeah, see, we have 5 kinds of karma. I'm glad you reminded me of that because I was planning to say that in the lecture this evening, but there were other things to do. 5 kinds of karma are discussed. One we have already seen. What is that? Nitya karma. Nitya karma, that which has to be done every day. Then there are occasional karmas like what we are going in this weekend. Naimittika karma, occasional karmas. Shraddhadi, like yearly, anniversary dates of departed ones, loved ones, etc. Shraddha, marriage, thread ceremony, kumbhabhisheka, these are all naimittika karmas, occasional karmas. Do you have to do nitya karma or not? Yes. Do you have to do naimittika karma or not? Yes. Then the third is kamya karma. Kamya karma means the karmas that are not enjoined by the Vedas, but I want to do that. I have those desires, and to fulfill those desires, there are karmas that are given in the Vedas. If you have this, these are optional karmas based on the kind of desire you have. Putra kameshti yajna. And then I want money, Chandi homa, Shri Sukta homa, so many things are there. I want mental peace. Why? Because nobody in the household is getting along. There is a homa for that also. There is a homa for people in the household to get along. There is a chant for that also. It's the last mantra in the 10th mandala of the Rig Veda. Aikyamata Sukta. And so that can be chanted, and if you want to make it even more efficacious, homa can be done. These are all optional karmas called kamya karma. And then there is nitya karma, naimittika karma, kamya karma, and then nishiddha karma, things that must never be done. Like snatching somebody's possessions. You don't do that. And you don't defraud somebody. You don't cheat them. You don't hurt them with your words, with your actions. And This is all Nishiddha karma. Can we stop doing Nishiddha karma? Potentially yes, realistically probably not, because we will keep doing what we are not supposed to do. Therefore, the fifth kind of karma is prayashchitta karma, karmas of atonement. And here you don't make a big board and say, I am doing prayashchitta karma at 3 o'clock tomorrow, come. It's just a small pact between you and Bhagavan. Maybe you skip a meal. Maybe you say an extra few rounds of japa. This is what you do. So of these 5 kinds of karma, Nitya karma must be done. Naimittika karma you have got to do. Nishiddha karma you must not do, but you end up doing. One ends up doing. And then, therefore, the attainment karma for that, atonement karma for that is very important. What is that? Prayashchitta. And then, the only optional karma is what? Kamya karma. That is the baddie. That is what ties one to Priya and Apriya, as it is said in the text. Kamya karma means, I want all these things and I will go to any lengths to get them. I will do any kind of prayers. I will do any kind of things to be able to get this. This kamya karma has to be avoided at all costs. For a mumukshu jignasu and for a karma yogi. So therefore, the karmas that are helpful to gain what is called antahkarana shuddhi, freedom from the hold of ragas and dveshas, are what? Nitya karma, naimittika karma, prayashchitta karma. These are the 3 karmas I focus on, and Nishiddha karma, of course, I have to give up. Along with that, kamya karma also I give up. When I give up that, then there is growth. There is inner growth, emotional maturity. The heart finally opens to Vedanta. Can you please give an example of how to analyze our experiences so that we can develop more objectivity? It's very simple. All experiences are what? Finite. That's all I have to see. Parikshya lokan karmachitan nasti akritaha kritena nirvedam ayat. So, I have a slight nauseous feeling whenever I whenever I think of gaining objects of desire, because the objects of desire are like crow's droppings. I'm not saying that. Aparokshanubhuti is saying that. Consider everything to be as disgusting as crow's dropping. Maybe that's an extreme. You can think of something a little less disgusting. So, certainly not alluring. And when we understand this, so every experience is finite, first thing we know that. Number 2, the finite cannot be converted into the infinite. Even if we do Shirshasana, headstand, it's not possible. Headstand is good because it allows the head to have blood supply. That's nice. We like everybody to think clearly. That's number 2. That the finite will never become infinite. Number 3, understanding that the infinite is not away from me. First you can say, it includes me. Then you can say, it is me. Slowly, it's a gradual progress in that. It includes me. Infinite is Bhagavan and Bhagavan includes me. There cannot be any Bhagavan other than including me. That's why Lord Dakshinamurti is called Ashtamurti. 8-faceted Bhagavan, 8-aspected. So the 5 elements are there. The space is shown in the right upper hand, Damaru, and then the fire is shown in the in the upper left hand, fire. Water, Ganga is there on the head, Ganga ji is on the head. Then earth, the whole Murti is earth made of rock. Then air is shown very nicely with a little bandhana. In America they call it bandana, okay, but anyhow, it is bandhana, a tie, because that is a kind of a salute to the wind element. So the 5 elements are there, sun and moon, 7 aspects, and the 8th aspect is called Rahasya. It is you. You make Bhagavan complete, because Bhagavan cannot be Bhagavan if Bhagavan did not include you, because Bhagavan is limitless. You have to be included in the limitless. So first one sees that, and second one sees that I am this limitless. That's how one analyzes experiences. And while I'm on the topic, I can also say, do not overthink anything. Yeah. After a while, let it go. I did this, he did this, she did this, they did this. No, stop. Yes. Yeah. Overthinking is just inimical to Atmajnana. Yeah. So, I think we have finished everything for today. Half teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon, water, 2 times a day. This is not a question. It is something. It is this. Instructions on Karpuradi Churnam. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very nice. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhaved, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityor Ma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Tomorrow 7 o'clock class till 8, and then 8 o'clock we can go and see the Homa and whatever is going on. And again class at what time? 7:30 to 8:30 in the evening. And then yoga is at 11. 11 to 12:30 is yoga. And so this schedule will be for tomorrow and day after. And then on the 19th, nothing in the morning. And then we have 4:30 class, and then 7:30 satsang, and then normal schedule will continue.